Are you someone who struggles to lose weight? You can't seem to lose fat and keep it off. I was in the same boat. I had a terrible relationship with my body and food. I promised I'd start tomorrow. I would eat super clean and avoid sugar. But then, as soon as the nighttime came, or the weekend came, or festival season came, I'd binge. And then again, the next morning, I'd wake up feeling super guilty, angry, and with a promise to do better. But the truth is, you don't need another diet. Like, diets were designed to fail. They were designed by the food and supplement industry to keep you disempowered. What you actually need to do is to heal your relationship with food. I personally have tried everything, and I've also worked with women who've been on all sorts of diets, whether it be calorie counting, low carb, no carb, which is keto, low fat, no sugar, no gluten, intermittent fasting, you name it. And sure, these diets work where they make you lose weight and fat, but then the weight comes back inevitably because what these diets are doing is they're just solving the surface level problem. And to actually truly solve a problem, you need to ascertain what the root cause is. I've come to realize that the root cause of overeating or of weight gain is not a lack of discipline, but it's a lack of safety, a lack of self love. The truth is, your body is perfect. It is a divine instrument which is designed to regulate hunger, fullness, and energy naturally. The problem was never with your body, it was in your disconnection from it. What you try to control will always control you. So, sure, you can lose weight through restriction and control, but then that's an endless battle, right? It's a lifetime of fear, of anxiety. You can never fully relax because you're afraid of slipping up. You can never truly enjoy your holidays, your festivals, your birthdays because you're so terrified and you don't trust yourself around food. That is not freedom. That's like trying to swim upstream every day. It's exhausting, it's unnatural, and it's unsustainable. An important step in losing weight is understanding emotional eating. So, when you feel stressed, anxious, lonely, basically any emotions that are unpleasant and you would like to avoid, you use food as a means to cope. And when your life feels out of control, you might find yourself really trying to restrict what you can put into your body. But the thing again is, the tighter you grip, the more your body resists. So you might find yourself binge eating after a period of restriction. And then these endless cycles of binging and restricting make you lose more trust. So ask yourself before every meal this question and answer honestly. Am I trying to nourish myself or am I trying to control myself? When you're eating from fear, which is you tell yourself, oh, I shouldn't be eating this and this is not good for me. What happens is your body releases cortisol. Cortisol activates your fight or flight system, so that means your digestion slows down and your body stores more fat. Conversely, when you eat from a place of trust, joy, love, and gratitude, your rest and digest system is active. So you need to start embodying that version of yourself now because you can't lose weight and then become that person. You first need to become that person and then your body catches up. One is you eat real whole foods. And this does not mean that you can not eat processed foods or celebratory foods, but those are a small proportion of what your regular diet consists of. So maybe adopt a 80-20 split where 80% of the time you're eating freshly cooked home food and 20% of the time is reserved for treat foods, celebratory foods. Now, bear in mind, we don't want to avoid celebratory foods because we want to nourish ourselves and also satiate ourselves. We want to teach ourselves how to eat normally. And when you do this consistently over time, then you have to stop like thinking about food as much. You need to stop moralizing your food. So stop labeling food as good or bad. Food is fuel. Two is to learn to slow down, relax, and be present. So when you wake up in the morning, you check your phone first. Stop doing that. I know it's harder said than done, but really, like it can change the trajectory of your day. You want to learn to slow down, to ground yourself in your breath. So if you can do some breath work, this would be really helpful. Similarly, when you're eating your meals, sit down, eat slowly, chew your food, savor it, eat with gratitude. Again, the more stressed you are or the more guilty you feel, the more your fight or flight is turned on, and then that just adversely impacts your digestion. We don't want that to happen. Number three is to drop restriction and to choose abundance. Because what is forbidden to you is what you're going to be obsessed over. So if you think you can avoid binge eating by not ever encountering those binge foods again, sure, you can do that. But then that's not food freedom. And you will never truly learn how to eat normally. You can only eat normally so long as those foods are outside of your reach. So, what we want to do is reframe negative to positive. So, instead of saying that I can't eat that food, I choose not to eat it now, I can eat it later. Similarly, instead of saying I should not have eaten that, if you ate like some treat foods, think about how much you enjoyed it and how grateful you are that you could enjoy it. Number four is to eat enough. Eating too little triggers your survival mode. And what that does is it lowers your metabolism, your cravings increase, and you're bound to overeat. We want to create a situation where we don't have cravings in the first place. And that's a lot easier when you're properly nourishing and satiating yourself. This bleeds into point five, where we do the psychological work, which is emotional regulation, to help us deal with cravings. So, emotional regulation doesn't mean you are going to feel better, you're just going to get better at feeling, which means you feel safe in the entire spectrum of your emotions. When you feel guilty, when you feel stressed, anxious, angry, agitated, whatever the negative emotion that is, we want to learn how to observe the emotion instead of resisting it. Most of us, when we experience certain negative emotions, because we were never taught how to regulate ourselves, tend to avoid it. And that's when we need substances to soothe ourselves, to distract ourselves, or to cope with the emotion. So, what we are going to do is to teach ourselves to sit with it, to observe the sensation in our body, to observe the rise, to observe the peak, and then observe the fall. And that's all it is. It's a sensation and it will pass through you if you don't resist it. Once you master this, you won't have to use food to cope with these emotions. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create emotional safety or build nervous system reserves. This means we're going to be teaching our body and our nervous system that it is loved for, that it is cared for, and its needs are being met. What this means is you're going to do activities on a daily, if not daily, on a weekly, or basically a regular basis, simply because you enjoy them and not because they confer some future benefit on you. So, for example, exercise, you might not like running in the moment, but you do it because it's good for you. This doesn't count. We're going to do an activity which we enjoy, like we simply enjoy while doing it. So, whether it be baking, painting, therapy, meditation, journaling, whatever makes you feel better at that particular moment is what you're going to do. And lastly, we're going to redirect the energy that is being invested in obsessing over your food and your body into something creative. This is because human beings are conscious creators. We were never meant to be mindless consumers. And when this creative energy does not find an outlet, it results in destructive tendencies. Weight issues, health issues, all stems from a sense of dis-ease or a lack of self-love. Your body is constantly listening to your thoughts. It's constantly monitoring how you see yourself, how you speak to yourself, how you treat yourself. And your body has done so much for you. It's carried you through pain, through heartache, through loss, through everything. And what do? We meet it with judgment, with resentment, with shame. When we stop believing something is wrong with us, that's when we stop needing food or control to make us feel a sense of relief. Health, weight, they all flow effortlessly from love because love is the precursor for good health and safety is the foundation of lasting change. Once we've been able to somewhat bring love and safety into this equation, then we can focus on completely transforming our identity. Now, the reason you probably don't trust yourself around food is because the number of times that you have lost control around food surpasses the number of times that you've been able to eat it in a healthy manner. So, this means the ratio of negative experiences surpasses that of positive experiences. What we need to do now with this newfound awareness that we have, this tool of emotional regulation that we've learned, and also self love that we're going to practice, is bring awareness to every single meal you're eating. We don't need to overhaul the system with too much of change at once. The real transformation begins with one meal, one breath, one gentle act towards yourself. So every time you can eat without going unconscious, without feeling the need to soothe or cope, is evidence you're building to trust yourself again. And slowly but surely, the scales will tip the other way. You will be someone who can eat intuitively and who can enjoy a life of food freedom. As someone who previously had a terrible relationship with their body, who struggled through multiple eating disorders, who's been in these binge restrict cycles for more than a decade, I can tell you that food freedom is possible because I've done it for myself. Of course, I still have a long way to go, but the me even 2 years ago did not think this was possible. And this is only possible because I addressed the root cause of the issue. I didn't rely on discipline and I didn't rely on, what others were telling me or what the diet industry was saying. So, just in case someone is struggling, know that healing is possible. It is possible. And I believe you can do it.